Hello, hello, hello. I'm sick right now. I have a cold. I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna do a quick week 4 recap and talk about my Bears, who are 2-2. Which, if you ask some absolute bozos in the NFL with zero functioning brain activity, they're gonna go 0-17. But that didn't happen now, did it? That didn't happen. So I got to see them win at least this season. And of course, the rule of my recaps is I always start with the Bears, and I usually spend about 5 minutes. The game, I'm not talking much about. Just terrible play calling. Fields looked improved. He still has ways to go, stuff to work on, but overall, he looked better. We need to open up the passing game. The run game worked well. However, the defense is the one that, it came in clutch, but it also really let up a bunch of plays. So we have to learn how to better stop the run. The passing, we were pretty good at stopping. Um, but obviously, it's like it just goes to show how terrible Texans are because we didn't really change up that much in the defense, and we lost. That's how bad the Texans were. So overall, Bears we're 2-2, probably gonna be 2-3, and then maybe back to 3-3. Who knows? It is what it is. We'll win some, we'll lose some. But what matters is the future. This team has a really bright future. We're gonna have a great off season. We have enough money to get whatever we need in any position. We're gonna build a team that can succeed with Fields or any quarterback for that matter. Um, I think the best course of action is to just cycle in positions, let people play in different positions, get rid of Sam Mustipher, cut his ass, he's garbage. Let Tevin Jenkins or Lucas Patrick take a shot at center. Start Tevin Jenkins too. He should be the primary starter. He has shown he's starting to finally wake up and showing why he was a first round talent, even though we took him in the second round. So give him playing time. We don't really have much to lose this season. We could make the playoffs, but it's not like we're gonna do anything there. We'll play in a wild card game maybe at 9-8. That's the best case scenario for this season, though. 9-8 and a likely wild card loss, unless the team we get in is injured or something. I don't know. And then what's after that? Get trounced in the divisional round? We're not going to get favored in the divisional round. If we get a fluke wild card win, we ain't going to get a fluke divisional win. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Um, but yeah. At the end of the day, get rid of this ad. At the end, at the end of the day, um, we're still 2-2. Let's just do a quick, like look at this season. We ain't gonna win much. In my pessimistic, we got a bright future. We'll lose that one, but I'll say we win these two. Then we'll lose to the Cowboys and Dolphins. We'll beat the Lions in an ugly game. We'll beat the Falcons. And I say we beat the Jets. Actually, no. I'll say we'll lose to the Jets. We pull an upset win out of nowhere against the Packers, and we celebrate like we won the fucking Super Bowl. And then we get two back-to-back blownouts to the Eagles, and then lose to the Lions, and then we beat the Vikings backups. There, 9-8, 9-8. That's that's would be realistic. That's a best case scenario for us. Maybe 9-8, but 8-9 is probably gonna be it. Anyway, Bears will be fine. Bears got a bright future. Rough game. Giants ran all over us. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Next up, this is going to be a quick recap because I really just want to get to the predictions. Seahawks, Lions, absolute offensive showdown. The Lions could very well be 3-1 right now. They could be first place in NFC North if they had even a bad defense, which is why I think the Bears will win. And probably, I'm guessing we're gonna beat the Lions one time, and it's probably gonna be the highest scoring game of the season because the Lions defense is terrible, but also our defense is terrible. So it's just gonna be shootout, 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 shootout. We're gonna run all over there. It's probably gonna be like some shit where I don't know, Fields' run game will bail us out, and we'll win just because the Lions are cursed. But the Lions, they may not win a lot, but holy shit, they are entertaining. They are so entertaining. They deserve to win that game so much more. Um, More importantly, though, score Agami 48 to 45 right here. Boom, score Agami. Next up. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm a bit sick right now. It's not good. Um, Commanders, Cowboys, Cooper Rush is looking real good. Real good. Um, I really like what he's been doing. He's been a really decent starter. I don't think he's gonna steal Dak's job or anything, but I expect the Cowboys to be a lot worse without Dak Prescott, and I'm pleasantly surprised because I don't really like the Cowboys all that much. But good for them. They win, they win. Um, the Commanders are a beatable team. I think the Bears can beat them, and I think they will. Let's go. Um, Especially being fired off from a likely loss to the Vikings. I think the Bears will win that. Anyway, without further ado, decent win. I didn't really watch it. Next up, London game. I woke up early to watch this, and it did not disappoint. Back and forth, shootout. The fans in London were entertained. Normally, the London games are stinkers. Usually, they get uh, garbage teams. Like last year, they had the Jags and Dolphins when they both had a combined record of 1 win going into like what week 6, week 7. The Jags were winless, and the Dolphins won week 1 against the Pats, and then lost all the other games. And then they had the Jets and the Falcons, who had a combined like 4 wins between them. Um, this is a good London game. The fans were entertained. It came out to a double doink. Unpleasant memories were brought back to me by the Saints double doink. I'm sure Vikings fans got a little laugh out of that. I mean, they have their own experience with kicking misses. You know, the Blair Walsh incident back in 2016. Um, yeah, good win by the Vikings, and of course, you want to see a division rival lose. However, I'm afraid the Vikings may be the only thing standing between the NFC North and the Packers winning another one. And if I had to pick between the Packers and Vikings winning the North, any rational Bears fan, most rational Bears fans, would pick the Vikings unless they have reasons not to. I don't like them, but I'd much rather have them win over the Packers, you know. Next up, another boring game I didn't really watch. A desperate win for the Cardinals, who have stringed together some good wins. They had that amazing comeback win over the Raiders. And now they had a decent, 10-point win over the Panthers, which I expected not to be good, but I didn't really expect them to be terrible. But still early in the season. Um, Still a lot to go. Um, yeah, there's still a lot to go. Baker Mayfield, you got to get it together. I know that injury is messing them up a bit, but come on. Next up, Monday Night Football. So we had all the NFC. Then we'll go on to the interdimensional games. Um, I feel sorry for that guy who decided not to cash out on the bet. You should have known better. The Rams cannot beat San Francisco at Levi Stadium. They cannot. And I like San Francisco. It's a great sports town, great fan base, way better than LA. I have nothing against LA, but they just really aren't a sports town, especially compared to San Francisco or Chicago or Boston or New York. You know, oh, oh, it's just not the same. Good win by San Francisco. Right now, they are in first place in the NFC West, and looking at the other positionings, Seahawks are 2-2, but I don't think that's gonna last. Cardinals, personally, I think um they might. I think they'll win the West, in my personal opinion. If they can, who are their next opponents? Oh yeah. Uh, Going into the bye, I think personally, I think they'll go into the bye at 4-4, pick up a win over the Chargers, pick up a win over the Cardinals, a win over the Saints, a loss to the Dolphins, upset over the Bucks, a win over Seattle, a win over Washington, and give me a win over the Raiders and a loss to the 11-6. Bears win. Next up, AFC versus NFC games. Let's go. The Browns lost to the Falcons, who did not choke a game for once, so I gotta give them props. Good game by Marky Mariota. The Browns are now at what, 2-2? Where are they at? Where are they at? Oh, and somehow leading the North. I don't think that's gonna last very long. Um, the Browns should have been 3-1. They had no business being anything other than 3-1. Um, but they had to choke one of the most legendary chokes I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, most fans at that point, 2 minutes left, down two, you turn the game off. You go leave, go get some food or something. Um, and I can't imagine the shock of the Jets fans probably that probably left to go get some food from a place, or they're in their car all pissed off. They come back, check their phone, they won. They got to be flabbergasted. I saw this YouTube channel, the New York Jokes. Go subscribe to them. They went crazy, and it reminds me of when the Bears upset the Falcons back in 2020, and the Lions. Two comebacks in 3 weeks. In between, there's also a win over the Giants. And I've never really had a comeback like that. At least two comebacks that close. So it was crazy. It is an amazing feeling that I've got to experience before as a Bears fan. It's great. Next up, the Eagles, legit team. Um, they're 5-0 because I did have them being my Bears, but I mean, looking at their schedule, like holy shit, they really have one of the easiest schedules in the league. Got them beating the Cardinals. They're gonna beat Dallas. They're gonna beat the Steelers. They're gonna beat the Texans. They're gonna beat Washington. They're gonna beat the Colts. They're gonna beat the Packers. Um, 1 second. Sorry about that. Um, I'll say they lose their last few, and then I'll give them a loss to Dallas and a loss to the Titans. Boom, 14-3. I don't know. Great win. I gotta get going in a bit. This Patriots almost beat the Packers with their third string quarterback. This was a trap game for the Packers, and I think there'll be a few more of them. In fact, I think there's one coming up this week. Packers gotta avoid what the Steelers do and play it on the competition. They need to approach every game as if it's an elite opponent. You cannot underestimate your opponent in the NFL. But I really wish the Patriots could have pulled through and won that. Next up, Sunday Night Football game. Super Bowl 55 rematch. Absolute shootout. Great game. Bucks Chiefs, or 72 total points scored. Um, Mahomes and Brady are now 3-3 in their career. Overall, just a great game. Next up, this game, the Tua injury, just really, really tragic. And just all around, just a rough game. I don't even want to talk about it. All that matters is Tua's health. After that injury. Next up, Chargers, Texans. Of course, Texans did upset last week. Versus the wait, no, oh, not the Chargers got upset last week versus the Jags, and the Texans did upset the Chargers last year, but that didn't happen. Basic easy win for the Chargers. Titans Colts. I didn't watch a single lick of this game. The Titans needed a much needed win to bounce back, and they got it. They're tied right now between the Jags. Ignore that 3-2. That's just because I added a few. Great win. Terrible choke job by the Baltimore Ravens. If I'm Wee hooping right now, I'm on suicide watch because oh my god, that's such. There is not a worse way to lose than choking a three possession lead. Keep your head up, Baltimore. Who are you playing next week? Oh, you'll get a win. Don't worry, you'll get a win versus the Giants. Just keep your head up. Then great win by the Jets. Much needed win by the Jets. Zach Wilson is that guy. They did kind of trail a bit at the end, but they came back with a 30-second left touchdown. Good win. Next up, the Broncos are struggling. They're 2-2, but even the Bears 2-2 record I think is a bit better than the Broncos 2-2 record. One of their wins is you know they've beaten the same teams, but we beat the Niners by 9. They went off a safety, and they lost to worse teams. So yeah, good win by the Raiders though. A much needed win. Because if you lost that game, the season's over. You already got an uphill battle. Anyway, see ya.